Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me on TikTok about what kind of supercurriculars I did and how to structure personal statements. So I kind of just thought I'd make a video kind of going over everything I did and everything you can do. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Stephanie and I'm a first year architecture student at the University of Cambridge at Trinity College. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a notebook and a pen and you're just going to scribble down everything you've kind of done relating to architecture or just any supercurriculars you've done or anything you find interesting in school, anything of that matter. You're going to scribble it down. Okay, I like to do mind maps, but you can just bullet point them. And then you're going to write what the thing was, why you kind of explored it, why you did it, what you learned from it, and kind of how it linked to architecture, what it taught you about architecture. If there are any interesting arguments or points of discussion, you can kind of write a bit about what you thought about them. You're going to do that for all your supercurriculars. Okay, supercurriculars. So what did I actually do for my supercurriculars and what can you do? So in terms of supercurriculars, I actually don't really remember what I did. Okay, so I didn't read a lot of books. That's one thing I'm going to say. You don't actually have to read that many books. I only read one book, which is called The Eyes of the Skin, which is quite a popular architecture book. It's quite short. It's about 100-ish pages. And that's some pretty interesting topics to talk about. And then I did an after-school program called Architecture Academy in my sixth form. Had a work experience in the summer that I did. And I read a lot of articles and I watched a lot of TED Talks. Yeah, I did so much that wasn't reading. That book was really the only thing I read. And then everything else was just articles or documentaries. And I kind of just like tried to link them all together and piece them together. I also went to a taster day and there was a really interesting talk that I wrote about. Every piece of like learning that I did had to link to another piece or had to link to either like schoolwork or a local example of a building. Structure, I think the structure for year 12 was really different. But I think the same rules kind of still apply. I would just bring up a paragraph of a personal statement and I'd like put it on the screen somewhere. Okay, so I was talking about gentrification and geography. That led me to listen to a podcast. I learned something from that podcast, which led me to watch a TED Talk. The argument of that TED Talk was A, and then I kind of looked at that argument and considered the opposite argument and why that was also valid, how the architecture industry is kind of based off of that. It's kind of just like a chain of reasoning that you create with everything you learn. My personal statement was very academic, but it can also be very experiential. So it can be a lot about experiences. Because I remember someone in my sixth form was talking about things they saw when they travelled and things like that. So I think it's even better if you do link it to things in the world around you. Actually, that was one of my interview questions. It was, are there any examples of gentrification that have made a positive impact? Because I was talking a lot about the negative. I spoke about an area near me that actually didn't have positive impacts, but it just kind of, actually it did. I considered the positive impact of that. If you're in your summer of year 12, you're thinking of getting your application ready and you're finalising things, the thing I would say is, yeah, really just work on your personal statement. I don't think it's wise to learn anything new. I think the best thing for you to do is just like consolidate the things you have learned and link them together and really make sure that you're analysing it as best as you can and really making links between points and arguments. And then also working your portfolio, because that's also really fun. I've done about half of my coursework by the time it was time for portfolio, so I just included that in my portfolio. If you have any work that you really want to include for summer, then just use that. Or maybe go to art galleries or museums and then do a lot of observational drawing because they enjoy that as well. Yeah, and you actually don't have to draw a building because I drew like a couple rooms, but they were really stylized and just not accurate at all. There needs to be a bit of a balance between spatial reasoning, which is your understanding of space and scale and the world around you, and creativity, which I'm sure you already have. People have been asking me, what can I do to increase my chances? Or is there anything specific I need to do? It is really about what you enjoy and how you kind of use that to your advantage and use that to explain why you want to do architecture and why you're passionate about architecture. Thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, you say it.
Thanks for watching.